day. Good day. Am I connected? Hello? Hello? Oh, it is connected now. It took a little while before it started up. Yep. But I'm going to talk about multi-democracy because I want to spread it out, the information. And the problem about why we need another democracy than we already got is very simple, because there is no rules or boundaries of what you can do in a government system. And that's the difference between another democracy and my system. It's kind of between of the both those two styles we know about of democracy. So I'm just getting some things done, so I am ready totally. Because I think that it is important that the democracy is going to be right. Because there is so many capitalists that it is only thinking of about getting more wealth to themselves and despise people who are poor. And you basically just need to see them as the money people and not the socialists, because there's a big gap between socialism, real socialism, and controlism, what you can say. And that is the problem that we are not taking into account, or that we need more things. Why does we need a system like this, like multi-democracy, which I'm talking about? Come on, computer. I think you're lazy today. Because what we are not doing, we are only um, intelligence. Okay, intelligence, and we're talking about wisdom, and we're talking about charisma. And the problem about democracy is it is benefiting intelligence over everything else. It means that if you're good at math, if you're good at exploiting people's mind, people are going to have a terrible life. That is fascism. That is people who just want to take money out of other people and say it's your own problem. die if you don't succeed. That's those people. What I call the blue people, the cold one. So when I talk about that, it's not the Democrats I'm talking about here. Actually, the replicants is the blue people here. Just to make a statement. That is what they are. So those here, they freaking care nothing at all for the poor people whatsoever. That's the intelligence. What multi-democracy is about connecting those two to the same source of this one. And that is what democracy is about. Connecting our knowledge, our combined knowledge, the motherhood, the fatherhood, the work places, and everything. If you're not connecting people, you are not having a society at all. And that is socialism. Real socialism is about connecting people. It's not about who are the winner, who are the loser. It's about us as people. That I got a chance, that you got a chance, that everybody have a chance. Not just one, all. And that is what multi-democracy is about. If there is no space for wisdom or charisma, there is no society. The society will die, just like Russia will die of its own. What you think of Russia will be destroyed. It's only about time before Putin is dying, and then what? Then what? Because he is the intelligence type. To make a system that actually favor every one of those here, you need a multi-democracy system. It means that we're getting difference of colorations, dependent on votes. I just taking colors, don't think about what they representate, it's just colors in my eyes right now. And what I call the true capitalists, those there, who just think about money, 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 basically. But it could be any. For me, it's bad. Good. Now we got some colors. The thing is, the total capacity of control is only 40%. It means that the total volume, so if we're saying these, this one here got compared to, I'm just putting numbers up that is realistic. So if we're saying it is 28% here and 30% here, And then we got a little less here, so it's 25%. And then we have to figure out what the last bit is. Because I'm not waking up correctly today, so my brain is not in a big mood to do big math, so bear with me. And I don't have paper to write it down and other things, so yeah, I can't just do things in the head like other people think autism can do. So you can already see here, okay, so the percentage in this case will be, of course, the total amount of weight, you can call it. The weight of this party will be 6.8%. It sounds weird in the beginning, but just keep listening and you will begin to find out how stunning it is actually a system it is, because it is very efficient. We got 10% here, and we got 12% here of total weight, and therefrom times 4, therefrom that is 11.2, just to measure it percentage. It means that if you shall succeed on your terms, your things, you have to come up with an idea if you want to have weight in this. So it means, let's say this party, the red one, who is having the lowest voters right now, on 17% of the whole system, having a weight of 6.8, meaning they need to gain over, they need a total weight. Let's make a box here. So they are needing percentage plus here to gain what they want. Those here have 50% they need to gain to actually have a chance. And those are 48% gain to succeed. And 11.2, that is oh, now my brain is kicking in. Yay! Welcome, brain. So, it sounds weird when you see it like this, but it is very simple. For instance, let's say that you have poor people. You have you have the eco protection kind of things. You got for medic. You have also 200. You have law 200. You have human rights 200, like the right to be a human being, animal, whatever. It's basically just putting it up so people can begin to understand that we need human rights and we need all these things. So rights is just total. What can we come up with? Economy. Economy. We also got 200 of. Um, we call them bio up here instead, because that's basically what they are. We have. Well, what do we else have? That is important. I talked about it before. In, engineer, engineer. Is that right? I'm not sure. That's engineering possibilities. Like, is it possible to build this in the first place? That things. And also a logic gate, you can call it. Is it logic what you all are saying? Um, uh, maybe industry. Yeah, industry. I'm pretty sure it's correct. My spelling is not waking up either. It's like a computer. I'm barely scratching the surface. So we got the law, we got the medic, we got the bio, we got the poor people. Um, we got economy. Oh yeah, we need that one. Tech. Tech industry. Yeah, bye. Education. And maybe more. There. Okay. Oh, there you go. It's not best to text and such things, but it's not about the text so much. But the thing is, with those people here who having, there are about 200 that is um, that is going to describe what is lawfully right to do. Meaning, you shall, if you are saying something about the poor people, that we need to take the economy away from the poor people and let them to die. Let's say there's some crazy guy like Trump who wants to murder his people, then the poor people will be the most heavy weight of them. Then all of those will lose all their points because economy, yes, they will probably say, hey, hooray, we got more money. But human rights and poor people are definitely a thing, and laws should be a thing as well, because the laws is not only on the people, it's also the government. That means that if they are considered a party member of those colors who are breaking the human rights and the laws same time, they can kick them out just like this. Meaning, if people are just going to die for no reason because of skin color or something, they will go and interfere with them and say, okay, you are deported now. You are not part of this country anymore. Period. It will just be like, you will be prisoned if you stay here right now. Get lost. Because that is what. And also, if it is inflicting the poor people, especially, it will of course inflict those here, but you shall be able to convince that it's not going to affect the poor people as much in that matter. You shall explain with the logic barrier as well that it is not affecting the poor people. It meaning the weight will be here, but those here and logic will look at it as well and say, is there some breaking in law? So those are basically just questioning your break in this matter. Okay? Are you breaking the law? Are you... Whoops. Why? Why can't I just move it? I like to move it. No. Sometimes this program. But then use another program. Yeah. And then it also doing that one. Why does it do that? Transparent selection. There you go. So those here is basically just, are you really breaking the laws or what are you doing? They are more like making sure there is a control and logic in what you're saying. It means if you got Donald Trump, let's say he's saying bad things like things that will basically destroy America, just picking a random topic that might or might not happen in United States, aka I'm meaning it, it's going to be destroying you country, but yeah, probably not. Just random selection, just out of the blue. Not going to happen. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen. But that means then a party can say, okay, I got 12% here. I need this one much more. Of course, you need to gain over 48% to even be considered in that matter. That means if the poor people are saying, okay, that is going to destroy my home and my civil rights to get education, then they will mark it. Then they will say, let's say that only 5% of those are into it, the rest are not. That means you only get 3%. So if you look here, even if you combined and all are agreeing here, you can only get 43%, but you need at least 60%. You need 60% over here. Those you need plus little over to even be considered as a valid choice. So you can begin to understand how this system works. You shall add point, you shall add proof, and if those guys down here, if the law saying, okay, this is breaking the law, it's breaking the human rights, and it breaks the logic. There is no logic in what you're saying. You're saying this will help people gain more motivation to grow by destroying their lives. You will be destroyed as a party member. All who connect to that will be thrown out. Imagine that in USA. Imagine the safety net, the safety that will be feeling in your country when people cannot just do stuff anymore. Let's say there is an idea. Somebody come up with an idea. And we're saying it will affect the poor people. Okay. How many percentage will that be? That will be maybe 10%. So it will not affect them as much, but they will having of those percentage, that will be 6% of course, weight on their shoulder, because it will increase their, it will be in their favor at that this idea will be, but not so much that it will be affect anything. And this one is like, let's say 24%. It's just compared to the number here. So I math it out automatically so that the point gain and medic industry will also be infected in that matter. And the laws and the other one is just more like a check mark. Yep, that will work, that will work, and that will work. Unless it also, of course, have something to do with new laws, then this one will be different. And human rights. So if you taking directly and changing things in this, it will be only this section basically, and logic, of course. And human rights, there will be questioning each other if they are actually healthy for the system of the country, or if it is because of some random guy think it is a good idea. And people are saying, oh, but what about, yeah. What about those things here? Have you thought about that? Multi-democracy is balanced by the principles. So if we're saying that the total percentage of those, let's see, we got 30% here, we got therefrom, and we got 10% therefrom. So this idea are going to affect education and technology, and therefrom, so we getting this. So it should be 60% now, because 30, 20, and totally 10 extra. So if that is a suggestion, and it doesn't matter who it is, they are going to basically be like, let's say 50% is favoring this on this matter here. That will give 3%, of course. Weight. So we call it weight. So, and green technology is this is very good. We are very much agreeing on this idea. So the weight, I know it's odd numbers, so so 21.6% weight. And medic, it will affect better health, so they are going to say, okay, totally good idea, we are favoring all. So that is the total 6. Oh, I forgot the weight. You know what I mean. So that will be, yes, 6% from. It was because I'm multi-thinking of weight from. And economy is, this idea is also suggested to be fully in the whole, the highest scale. And that matter, because they can see it possible, it's cheap to do, so why not do it? So it can happen sometimes that people are agreeing that this is a good idea. But just let us say that that's the thing, this is the weight that is going to happen one day. And just from all those numbers here, we are letting them together. Combined forces, 3% and 6% and 14%, that is 44%. So they need a little more convincing arguments if we're saying that it is only one of those parties. So no matter who it is, they have a weight that is not there. Let's say the other one is disagreeing for some reasons. Why? We don't know. Then it will say that we got a total weight of 44.6 and total point percentage. It means that if those guys over here, they have 6, oh no, that's not enough. They either need to join forces with someone else in that matter. So if we're taking like the 12 percentage and combine them with 8 point therefrom, if those are going together, actually doesn't matter who they actually go together with, because if we combine those two, if we're taking the red, combining their 6.8 percentage and therefrom and add up with no matter what, so we're taking orange in this case, so they are on 10 percentage therefrom. When we add up those in total weight is 61.4 percentage points. And then we make the question bigger than 60%. And we can already probably by logic, just by seeing it, say yes, it does. It means that this idea is going to be evolved. It's going to be pointing out. And let's say that they're saying, okay, we will adjust it a little so we can get the industry and the technology and education on the track as well over some times, but it will be a little hard in the beginning, but we hopefully someday get all your votes on to us. The day we have 100% on all of those votes, then we know that it is succeeding well, very well. It is like a school. You have to gain a A or A plus to succeed with your strategy. It means that even that they have more voters in the other opposite side, if they can't get over the 60%, they have no chance whatsoever to even try it out. But Gepard, what about if they have some ideas they need to test out? And this is the good part of it, because they will gain a sum of money. Because in multi-democracy, of all the tax monies you have, we're just stepping those a little further down because we don't need it so much now. So if we are saying, okay, they need to make some projects Okay, then you divide it by two, how many weight points you have in your disposal. That means that you got 3.4 percentage of the tax uh, gain, you know, the total income of tax. So when all are paid, you get this much here. That means that those people here have 5% in their color from the tax gain, and those here have 6% tax money. And those have 5.6% from tax. Um, and that means they can do some theorizing, but it's not their money, of course. It will be like if some of them, let's say, they got an idea of a school system, they can put some of those money they have there from the taxes and say, okay, I will spend this to test out, is this actually more efficiently? Are people learning faster this way or what? Are there some schools that is willing to do this for us? Um, Without torture and human rights and such things, of course, they will always be the law first and human rights and logic. Can it even happen? Spanking the people until they get A plus. Is that the theory of the school? It probably being kicked back at the right amount, because why does that change anything? There's no logic in it. Beating people until they get A plus, maybe not the best idea. There must be some way we can avoid doing beatings, but here we are in United States. I talk for you. And I really don't understand why it is so. But in this case, you can begin to see the idea. If President Trump had actually been running a system like this, you can begin to see the idea, because if you're taking this number and this number together and say that is the Republicans voters, that's actually pretty accurate of how many percentage they got of points. But yet again, even that they have fewer voters, they will have those behind. But the problem with those guys here is they shall be absolutely free of the government to do their math, meaning no influence whatsoever. And those are in the law here have to be loyal to humans before policy. They may never vote. To be in here, you lose your voting to be representating things. But they also have to be very good at what they're doing. A or A plus compared to biology, the poor people, what it means to be on the street and actually maybe getting a chance or something like that, that people are going to say, yes, this will work because I have been there. When people did this, it worked for me, and I'm seeing it being working for other people as well. Then you can, with evidence, going in, and that is the most important about multi-democracy. Multi-democracy is proof, your point, proof that you exist as a person, human being. Not as like this taco man who, I want the war. First of all, if you even want to start a war in multi-democracy, you begin to see the problem here. If the economists say that will definitely not favor us at all, it will cost us a lot of problems. We will probably destroy this many buildings. We will destroy this many things. It will take us 20 years to even get close to an income of the losses we're getting from this war. Just imagine if Putin had multi-democracy in his country, how it will be affecting that. The economist will just say, okay, that's basically traitoring in that matter. The logic will also be, why does we even war this country instead of befriending it? Like, if we friend them so much that we basically feel there's no border, why even bother? Just look past the flag color and just say, okay, we are neighbors now. We are friends. We are connected with each other. We are the best friends right now. Melt your country's hearts instead. Prove that you are siding them. That is what multi-democracy is. It means even if they all are together into the war, if those guys are not convinced it at all, if they say just here in the laws, we cannot approve this law, we cannot in human rights approve this, and we will not do this. It means if you break, if you begin to be war criminal, they can get after you and deport you out of the system. It means that even Putin is not safe. No one is safe unless they are on the law of human rights as well, and the logic. You cannot just do whatever you want because you are king of the country. There's only one king in the United States, and he's dead. And he's still king. Period. End of discussion. Elvis Presley. He's the only king. There we go. Argument over. Point out. The only king we need is him in the United States. Yeah. Because if those are not met, at least those are not met, we're getting problems. Because the biologist is also going to say, is this sustainable compared to food production? Combine it with the logic. Is it even possible to do what the Presidente doing? But the part, who is then ruling this system? People. You know? It's not a person who ruling the system. Remember, these guys here, They are basically the leader in saying, can this pass or not? So you got a bunch of people who just are checked it out, that they are not lunatics, that they know what they're doing, that you shall be up in the conscience area compared to, you can say, those who are most qualified you can find, who a biologist, like if you're putting poison into the soil, you will know how long time it will take before the poison is destroyed by nature itself. You shall be able to get the right numbers and prove it by logic, human rights, and laws. You shall be able to follow them, all of them. They will check every part of it if you are sane enough to even compare. If there are new members, it's always the same rule over and over again. Make sure they know what they're doing, that they can prove the terms correctly. We want the elite of those who know what it is to be poor. We need the elite into biology. We need people who knows about how the system is running in hospitals and such things. We need people who knows the laws, who really knows this is not right. There can be some where you can say, okay, because of the system and it needs to bend a little for a short amount of time, but we're trying to rule it out so the laws are followed as close as 100% as possible, as long as it is consistent enough that it is still counted fair and not totally a waste of time. That's what it is about. And the human rights is also those who know the laws of human rights, like also NATO and all the other things, that Geneva Convention and so on and so forth. Everything have to be considered into that, and that should also be the elite of the elite that knows what human rights is about. As close as 100% as possible, so people's human rights are being heard. Not this experiment government system that play with people. It reminds me of Dr. Evil. I'm evil, not a monster. I only torture people mentally. I'm not destroying them. That's inhumane. That's too much. Hmm? That's what I see when I see our world now. And also into technology is also those who can question, is this actually a good idea to step up in this direction? Like AI, is it a good idea to let AI take over? Because, machine is intelligence based. It, how can we be sure they're not rebelling someday? Or chaotically destroying the world without knowing that they should stop? How can you know a robot will stop if you ask it to? Because if it is in a machinery and not something with a brain, it will do the task it is programmed for. You see? Just remember, even a radioactive particle can change a 0 to a 1 or a 1 to a 0. What can that be of consequences if that happens a little too much? Will the program begin to destroy people? And who are responsible? And how do we stop it before it do so? In actuality, logical is going to question the technology you are progressing. We need the technology, yes, but we don't want to lose the control of it to machinery. And also in education, those who are into the education and saying this is a more efficient way of doing than any of those plans you're coming up with now. As I say, the things that have been alliterated long time enough sometimes should be favored a little more than new ideas. You just don't change it for whatever reason. You shall have a good reason to change it first before you change it. The logic barrier is, are this consistent? Is it a thing that is based on the principle we know? Then maybe we can say, okay, we will approve it because of this reason. But we like the idea that you're coming up with here. We want to test it out. We want to see it in a small scale and see if it actually is more efficiently. Are kids going to be more happy about being educated this way? Or is it making a side effect we didn't know? But because of we know that the base system is there, we can easily replace it if it needed. That's why we want it also to be safe as possible. And that is what the multi-democracy is about. It is about safety, making sure the risk taking is too risky to take. Yes, you can take the whole country on the edge of collapse and maybe get something good out of it. But what costs are we talking about? The unpredictable is very unpredictable, and therefore we shouldn't do those things that Donald Trump is doing, for instance, because it is so unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen next day. Like literally, who knows what Donald Trump's come up with next day? He's so insane. And people always voting for the most insane. And that's why people cannot exceed an IQ of 120. That's what they say to be president. That means that it is basically the stupid people who are getting in, probably, or those who don't have the skills. But statistically, it will be better to have a person who actually knows how things are working exactly, not wanting the system to be like that. Take education of the Chinese, the what you call philosophers. Take education of them. Don't control your people. Motivate them. That is what my system is based on. And people say that I'm not Asian enough, huh? Huh. I don't understand them at all. I just made a system that is based on the Chinese philosophers. You can actually say it is a Tao democratic system. You could say that. Yeah, let's type it out. How do you spell it? I'm not good at spelling, by the way. I've never been. I never claimed that I was perfect. It's you who want me to be perfect. That's the difference. Because, ooh, you're not good enough. You are not, blah, blah, blah. You not. Shut up. That's the new nickname. Taoistic. It shall be in the Tao. Taoism, democracy. Follow the laws of the Chinese philosophers, the big one, those who actually knows what life is about. All this bullshit. Oh, but it's about being rich and such things. No, no, you are brainwashed by yourself. That's what's going on. When you first have met the Taoism, you will not go back. Promise. You will not. It will be so easy for everyone, buddy. You'll like it. Not because I say so, because it is so. It feels better in every way you see it. You can only win because the true Taoists are following the base law of human rights. If you are a true Taoist, you have no need to fight. And when you have no need to fight, you win hearts. Like Russia should have done instead. That's what we do in Scandinavia. Ooh, but they are not like us, we are imperialism. Yeah, Russia, we know. And we don't like it. Why are you like this? Why can't you just be okay with what you got? Stupid num nums. Because you are. It is correct what I'm saying, no matter how you see it. But just look at this. Does this not seem like a simple system compared to what you have been seeing? All this politician where people are losing their minds in what's fucking going on. Our system where you can math out the things yourself. If you have the math skills, you can figure it out yourself. If the system is working as it's supposed to. You'll be able to math it. It will be that simple. It will not be about racial things. It will not be about other things. Like I say, human rights. If it breaking with the fundamentalism, if that is going into the system, it breaking the laws of human rights. So actually, it will enforce some things, but I will say it's for the better. That people accept each other is better than fight each other. There is countries where there is religions growing side by side without any conflict or war. Why? Because they can live in harmony. Because there's no need to fight. There's no need to infight. They all agree on something. That we should respect each other. That we shall live together and be together like a nation. Can you see how simple it is? Just look at it. Compared to normal democracy, where just like, then we vote, and then we vote, and then we vote, and then we vote, and then we vote. Or a simple democracy where you can basically have one page covering what the whole government system is about. One page. Describe it all. Here. One page. I don't need to do more because it is all there. It's simple, efficient. The real question is, there is work in it, of course. It's like a company. Multi-democracy is like a company. Prove your worth as a worker. Or get out. It's that simple. And if the leader is not good, which basically doesn't exist, then we have to recalibrate why it's going wrong. Where is the problem actually coming from? And then reset the system. Just like sometimes we reset our Windows for that reason, or other programs. Sometimes crashes are so big that we have to restart. And that is what this system is capable of doing. You can reset your whole government without interfering too much. It will not destroy anything in itself because the base principle is the same. I'll say this is a thing that normal common people can actually see. Oh, there is some logic to it compared to those percentage. Oh, it's 40%. Okay, 40%. And so if I add up these numbers, it should be 40%. Bam. Okay. And here we got how much we need from the lower part, from beyond. So this 53.2 percentage plus, it means that I need to have this to even inflict something. Or more. It means that even this red party here, if they got an idea where they got full 100% approvable, they can rule around all the other governments if the idea is so great that the other cannot compete with it. That they can see, okay, apparently we need to do it this way because it's the most logic. You got the routing. But Japad, how do we make sure that it's not involving different things like uh, sweet talking? That's a good idea about this one. You don't. You don't sweet talk it. You're going in, saying exactly this line here will do this and this because these and these things. Then the logic team can see, okay, is that far fetched or is it actually have some evidence in reality? Do we know that gravity is working? Let's see into the science. Yeah, gravity seems like a thing. At least the Einstein's relativity theory can say that. So, approvable. Or I will color the moon blue. And the logic will be like, uh, okay, why exactly do we want the blue color? Because I like blue, yeah, but the economist will just be like, why do we even want to bother spending so much money to color the moon blue? There's no scientifically benefits even from it. The logic says it, the education says it, the technology says it. It doesn't make sense. That will rule out all the chaotic bullshit that are all over the world. It will take away the power from a person, but gaining power for the people to be themselves. No longer being held down to the same fucking work that you might despise so much that you can get an education when you need it. It means that suddenly American can get some socialism in the real one, not the fake one. The fake one is what you think as communism. Communism is not socialism. Get out of here. And it seems like the blue governments in Denmark is so stupid because they, but that's communism. Oh, they are so communism scared. All that. It's not communism, okay? It at most have traits of both sides, idiots. And I mean it like that. You are literally morons if you believe that such things. You lie so much you believe yourself. But it's not about communism. Red is not communism. Socialism is like a mom holding her kid. There's a kid, you're holding the kid because you care about your kid. What is it with you blue people? The Smurf, I call them. What are you doing? It's you're literally saying something and you somehow believe that it is the opposite. Actually, the the Democrats is talking about is actually what people expect Trump to do, but they cannot see it. Socialism is about you getting a chance to get a freaking life you like instead of a life where other people control you. Do you not want to control your own life. Hmm? That is socialism. You shall be in the Tao. You shall be free from the corruption, destruction, control. There shall be no control over other. You are your own master of your life, and that's how it should be. That is multi-democracy for you. Why shall other people control your life? Why shall you control others' lives? Come up with a logic that actually prove why you need it. And I would like to see you crumble. You see, this is true democracy. Not this bullshit where uh, uh, everyone is for themselves. Bullshit. If your mom didn't give you milk or somebody didn't do that, you will have starved to death. So your logic is irrelevant. It doesn't fit the bill. And that's what I see with the Borley, what we call it, the replicants, if you want to call it the right name of the United States. The most idiotic is that they want a Republican way, the blue government in Denmark. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I just cannot say it directly into their face what they're actually doing. They are destroying Denmark. They are destroying everywhere. Adolf Hitler was borgerly. Stalin was borgerly. Everyone, basically, that wanted power is borgerly. Why can't you see it? It's the same thing. When money is more worth than people's rights, then you should begin to question, are you actually a caring person? Are you actually caring about humans? Are you actually doing something good for your country? Because if it is your ego, that's where I hate Nietzsche. It's all about the, oh, there's some people who need to rule over other people. No. There is not some people who need to guide other people, not rule. There's a big difference between those two things. I need a person who can guide me to get a life that is what I actually want it to be. I need a person who knows how to do these things that I cannot see. You see, a blind man sometimes needs a dog to being able to go down and shop himself. So he get some food. Sometimes we need this dog in life so we know where am I going? And why should I do it this way and not in another way, huh? Sometimes I'm just curious why people think it's a good idea to do the things that doesn't work for me. Yeah, you can have a plan that working perfectly if you are billionaire. But if the plan doesn't work for those who are not billionaire, how can you then prove that your idea is good? Hmm? How? But I can go down and get you a job. Yeah, but the person shall also be educated for it sometimes. Understand that? If you have an education that require that you're working with things that you are taught in to do, why the heck do you need to work in a place where it doesn't matter if you even school it in the first place? For me, it's nonsense. If you're having a thing, or if you're saying, okay, I want to get a higher education to get a bigger salary, just see the Danish system, the SU we got here, social uh, support, support of social support, basically. Uh, it is not much. If you're not having a job, you can actually earn more. But there's a proof, of course. And that is totally idiotic compared to me. I would say it should be so you can afford where you live, because not all people are schooling at those places. But why do a person need to school if the person is too dumb to do these things? Maybe because the technology is increasing and people are beginning to be better at teaching, maybe. We need those people educated then. Because maybe they find out, oh, people was not stupid. It because of my teaching skills that is terrible back in the days. So I might give them another chance to actually prove their worth because now they know more about the things because sometimes people making progress of teaching, like my teaching of Tai Chi, for instance. My Tai Chi is the most efficient way of teaching, as far as I know. Why can I say that? Because people actually able of knowing what they're doing. It's not just theory, but also practicality. Tai Chi is not repeating, repeating, repeating. So with karate, I don't know why people are doing this. Because smart people knows there's a faster way of learning things. And also calming one's soul at the same time. And that teaching is one of those teachers I have been taught by back in the days in Shotokan Karate and also Taekwondo. I have seen a person doing these things. That's why I favor monks so much attention compared to all other. I really appreciate their guidance because without their guidance, I have not succeeded by getting my skills up in teaching. You can say if you if you absolutely have to see me for something, then at least see me for my teaching skills. How efficient it is, how simple it is to learn compared to what you're used to. Yeah, close enough. um, I'm not going to be going into perfectionism here. But just look at it. Simple. You got a system, regimented, bam. Quick, nice, clean. Not all this bullshit about people. You can call the one or the other. Multi-democracy or Taoistic democracy. Hey, you pick. Because it's basically the both. It's more people ruling the system. Yep. Taoism. Yep. Because we need a balance in our system. We need a balance in our world. There is no balance right now. There is no laws because everyone wars each other now. How you really want to go into third World War III is my question for you. Are you willing to go that far? Why are we trying to fight each other all the time? I don't get it. Why shall we not prove that our worth is correct? What the blue government did back in the days, they just say, okay, we need to punish people into work. Punish, 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 punish. And what do you think that comes out of it? So you're saying that we shall begin to beat our kids again, basically. So those in the schools shall be beaten until they get an A plus. Is that what you're saying? Because that is what I'm hearing. But they are grown-up people, then they need to learn fast. Okay. Let this Shaolin monk here who have a spear. You got an hour to find out how to deflect yourself from being killed by the spear. Do you think it's a good motivator? Just think about it a little. How are you going to be training in 1 hour and then being able to avoid a spear from a Shaolin monk? Just it takes years of practicing. Years and years and years of practicing just to avoid a spear close enough that you have a chance to survive. Why do you think that we need to progress like that? So you're basically saying you shall be killed this way. Because, as I say, prove your point, do it yourself. Donald Trump is not risking anything, so he can easily say what other people shall do. But just look at it. How calm compared to all other democracy. But it's chaotic and such things. That's why I'm making multi-democracy. To make it so people freaking understand what they're doing. So they can see it on paper. This is what they have. They have this in disposal, this in disposal. You can math it out yourself if you want. It's easy because you're just seeing, okay, they have this amount of weight to their statements and they got taxes here. And another thing is also, if a party is saying, I'm going to protect the elder, like Dansk Folkeparti, then you fucking have to do it. You shall protect them, basically with your life. If you say so, you do so. Not this bullshit where you, leaning on to the other parties just to get what you want so you can suppress people with Nazism. Just say it like it is. You are a Nazi party. Bam. Period. Dansk Folkeparti is Nazi. You are fascist. You are no better than Trump. No better. You're doing the same thing. You want to rule because you want, not because that the country needs to be run like that. We don't need control. We don't need thought controls. We need people who respect each other. This is why I'm doing this, is to promote these things. Because it is too easy to be evil in this world. There's no responsibility for those people who are leading our countries. No responsibility at all. There's people who want to be responsible, but the rest is not. And that is what multi-democracy is going to flip over. There will be a law against what you can do as a country. If a country needs a representation person, then you're getting, in this category, some people, probably, like a person, let's call this guy Tom. And this one is Claire or something. And oh, and sweet person. Then you have a little list of people who are going to say, okay, they are basically just spokespersons. They just speak. They don't have influence whatsoever in the country directly. But they will be like, we take this up to matter. This is what we decided to do about what you're doing to Ukraine, for instance. So there will be a kinda person who is going to be speaking, but is neutral and seeing the favor of what is, for instance, Danish or Swedish or Norwegian or whatever you call your country. Doesn't matter. It matters what you stand for. If you stand for that we're saying, okay, we don't want to go into war because of this and this, in that matter. But they shall know they have no actual power in that matter. They can go in and say, okay, we will ask our system if this is a thing we want to do with you. It will take a little longer time for some part, but it shall not be like other democracies where people are black, 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 black. No, no. They shall come to a conclusion. What are we going to do with this? Is it acceptable, and in what terms is it acceptable? Questions where the parties can say, okay, we can do it to these percentage. Are we agreeing on that? Everyone. Yes. Then we can say flat out, we can do this without where everyone is agreeing. Maybe we can pick it up a little, but it depends. So people knows here is the flaw, here is the law, basically, where you have 100% our country behind it to do so. It also means that there will be freedom for parties to do stuff like other people can't in our system right now. Because who is going to look at Enhedslisten, for instance? Who's going to favor them? No one, basically, because they are so low in voters. But also, you cannot just inflict and say, hey, we need to throw them people out because they are too. They need to be punched. Are they violating the law in the first place? No. Are they forcing their religion on you? No. And if they say, yes, they do, they talk about their religion, and I get offended of it, then the logic will say, is it because that you are easy to provoke? Or is it just because they are not your skin color? Then fucking get off. The logic will decide to rule you out. I think that we should sort it out. Sort it out who is actually real Danish or who is just aggressive people. Then they can go to Siberia or something. Up there. With all that anger, you should be cooled down. With minus 50 Celsius, you will probably be cooled down sooner or later. And when you begin to beg for mercy to get back in again and don't want to uprise anything, then we can begin to consider if we actually want you back. As I say, you have to respect the human rights first. Human rights first. Animal rights first. Why shall animals not, even that they are going to be slaughtered, why cannot they not being like treated well? Why shall it be industrialized? It just reminds me of something like, I don't know, World War II, where we slaughterhouse things in Auschwitz. Yeah. Sometimes we need to figure out why. Why? Questioning. Why are we doing these things? Is it because of ego, or what is it? And I also say that it will be better that the taxation is actually divided up in smaller portions. So those parties have something to do instead of just sitting down and saying, okay, I'm so small a party that no one knows that I even exist. Seriously. I got a great idea, but I cannot get through because they are so eager on their own self. And that is also what multi-democracy is doing. It also benefits those who are not egoistic. Instead of this ego fight, where the ego from one side and the other is fighting each other, and you just there and you there just to be there and being overheard. Multi democracy is multiple opinions combined, not resonating something. But how do you know it's not going to end up in those bureaucracy? Why? Because that is the biggest problem in everywhere. And I agree. That is the smartest thing with this system is it basically going to put in what is the most efficient way. We had a road. I don't know if it took 12 years to decide. A freaking road around Aarhus where people were and yeah, I hate that too. I hate those blabbity blab blabbity blab blabbity blab 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 too a lot. This is also why I made multi-democracy, because you have to convince that this is a good idea. If you can say, okay, you party and you party and you party, you have those things you want. Okay, we want the traffic to be as floating as possible. Agree? Yes. Okay. Here's a plan. If we're doing this, then you getting the benefit. And if I do this, the industry will not be far from the road that we are suggesting here. And then you want to make it also more green. So when we combined your knowledge, and your knowledge, we got this solution here, because that is the idea. Because I am a smart person in this party that can figure the bigger picture out way faster than you, apparently, because you just nagging on each other. But if we're doing this, you all getting happy. Up. Is it fair enough? Yes, yes, yes. Bim, bim, bada boom. Just wing off and then fucking go and do it. Instead of all this where it's drowning in people's opinions. Insanity is the biggest problem. And 1 extra kilometer to make it more clean for the environment, what they have built now, they should have done way before. Because it's a good road now. It's easy. I can get to places. I can get to the highway very easily without running 30 kilometers south or 25 kilometers north or 20 kilometers in the west direction. I can go directly. Pew, pew. It eats away 15 minutes if I'm going north on the highway. compared to the old road where I have to go through Aarhus. Yeah, it's a long time. Just long time. Waste time. Just sitting, wait, instead of going on, bam, and then being there. Bim bada boom. Not that bullshit. All this. No. Just in, bam, and then you go. I take it every time basically now. When I go into high road, pew, that's the way I go. But like I say, we're wasting so much time, and it's more green this way as well. Because the longer time I don't have an engine idle, 15 minutes idling, that's a lot of fuel burned for nothing. I know it's my electric car doesn't count in that way, but just think of it how much fuel that is consumed by waiting compared to going directly, direct, and then just go. That the people should actually speed limit it to in Denmark to 96 kilometers per hour should actually be considered. That will save about 30% of all fuel consumption, just like this. You will consume way less. It's only if you're going all the way from Aarhus to Copenhagen, it can actually be considered as a benefit enough to go 120. But if you're not driving 60 kilometers minimum, then then there's no reason. I literally tried it out. One person driving past me, uh, and I registered the number plate, so I know it's the same car I saw later. I was only driving 90 kilometers per hour. The other one was driving 120 kilometers per hour. All the stretch. I assume it was. When I came three uh, lights longer, then I found the car again. That's how far the person had been. Okay, I know it was green light up to the person, but still, the person had not saved any time at all. The person might well just going in for in front of me and just driving the 90 kilometers per hour all the road and being exactly the same point as the I were coming at the same time. You're not saving anything. That extra speed. Yes, I like to run the speed that is numbered in the town, but I also math out the possibility of me keep running. So I slow down so I can make sure the other can accelerate fast enough so I don't have to stop. Because I like rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Much better than just. Okay, waiting, waiting, waiting. Oh, now I can drive. No, no, no. Smooth, speeding down, glide, and now I can accelerate again. it feels so much like flying more. Woo. Compared to. I like that. And people are like, oh, it's just because it's green. No, no. The logic is that it is greener to drive this way. But it also benefit me because I get a good feeling about just. It's like letting go of my stress. There we go. So I get a benefit of it. You don't. You don't. More speed. But you're not getting faster. If you are in a red light and you have to stop because of a big bunch of cars that is blocking your way, then you're not getting anywhere faster, are you? The logic doesn't add up. And another thing is also you have been so lied to by solar panels. Even some has criticized some doing drones and such things with solar panels and such things. Yeah, I know that it will charge up a longer time, but to compare, it can also just be to hold the voltage up. Maybe they are not that stupid. But it doesn't give you any more range if you have solar panels on your car. Why are people so stupid? If you had a boss in the 70s and you plaster the full top and the sides where the windows is not, you will be able to travel in a speed on solar panel alone if full daylight, no matter if it is frontal or sideways or whatever you do, you will be able to hitting 40 kilometers per hour in speed, pure by solar panel. What does that mean if you're driving 80 kilometers per hour? It will save you fuel for a staggering 10% or more. In that case, the light is shining. Your battery will be nickel batteries in the 70s because that's where they came out and they were plenty powerful. But why didn't we see cars with those things? We actually did. But it was suppressed by fuel industry. We need multi-democracy for saving our planet also. So we're not getting addicted to oil. So we're not getting addicted to the stupid people who doesn't believe in involvement. As I say, there is already solid state fuel thing going on, but where to buy it? You can't. I have ideas to combine so I can evolve more, but I'm not talking with those guys because they not consider a waste product that I can do to increase the efficiency a stunning 50% of the losses of the heat that they are producing. That basically can power a generator to your batteries in case you need it while driving. It's waste products. You can literally charge up your battery while driving with the same fuel without spending more fuel. It's free extra energy because I raise the percentage. So you can get around, instead of, if we say 60%, you can get it up to about 80% efficiency. But who cares? Who cares about what I know? Hmm? Who cares about those who can use their brain? Hmm? Who cares? No one do. Believe me, if science knew what I'm capable of doing, if I combine my knowledge and my skills to your things, because your brain is only thinking one dimensional compared to my brain. My brain is also comparing multiple functions in one snap. When I mean one snap, every single minute there will be passed in my brain 180 different possibilities, and they will be sorted out, so there will be around 8 possibilities that I know of. It will be scrapped before I even see it, but I know it's happening. I know the indication of happening. The picture just don't show up. I just, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. I just feel this is not a good idea. Not good, not good, not good. I just feel those things. That's how fast my brain sometimes works. Imagine you getting into those science guys and they combined their economy to a master plan where I am the master of the knowledge to say, okay, this idea, you combine those two. Figure out how to do those two so they can connect. Okay? You get a lot of energy there and you get a lot of energy there and combine those two. Oh, so you're talking about Stirling engines. Yeah, but I advanced it to another technology that is not listed on the list yet. And I can might even reusing the waste energy a little more. So I can maybe get up to 90% from the solid state engine that basically make light. But no one cares because I'm just a person. I'm just a person. How much genius you are doesn't matter. I'm on level of Einstein. I think literally, if you come, except for one formula, why the thing is happening in the formula of Einstein, I'm not quite sure. But else, all that quantum physics you put onto me, it will just pass by like no big deal. It's just like, yeah, okay, I understand that. How can you do that? Because my quantum brain math out 180 things per minute. And I'm not even trying hard here. I'm just doing it automatically. My brain literally say, okay, I got this idea that can make this and this. And my brain is just pinging out and say, okay, what can advance this? Bing, 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 pinging back. Okay, too much to handle. Okay, what will be the most efficient of those ideas I got here? So if I take this and this and this and this, will there be a possibility to somehow combine it so we can get more efficiency out of this? My brain just do it in minutes. What you're using years to figure out, I do it in minutes. Just let that sip into your brain. My brain is a quantum mathing machine to technologies compared to other brains. I'm way faster. Our brains are in one speed. Imagine having two computers in the same frequency, and you got a quantum computer and a normal computer. Who will win with 100 megahertz? Who will be the strongest of those two to handle cryptical games? Just let that sip in. That is Taoism, democracy, or what you can call multi-democracy. This idea is old, very old, 20 years old, give or take. I figured it out back then. No one cared. No one wanted me to promote it out. But now I got the things that can actually get the information out. And it is fucking about time that people begin to listen. Toyota will love me in their team. I don't care if I am having some teams in my countries, not sparse teams. As long as they know what they're fucking doing, then I'm into it. Then I let myself being hired. I will not work much because I already work when I'm home. I will always work. There will be a payment limit automatically. So the extra hours, I will be the most cheap investor, inventor in their whole team if they hire me. But it's not my salary I'm worried about. I'm worried about getting, if my things getting passed and it is succeeding, I want a share of it. That's it. 2% of the materials. How are you going to work with them and such things, workers and such things? It's not counted into it. It's just the materials price. You wanted the price as low as possible in materials, and I just wanted to be selling in a huge amount. That way I want to earn. So the more efficient it is, the more powerful it is, and so on, the more better it is. And maybe they will like to help me build one of my dream cars. Because I have lots of them. I have a stack of paper in this matter here from at least 2 or 3 of them they might like. I don't know. If they help me with that and make them safe enough and all these things, then I'm fine. I just want a little part of it. I always wanted to make a company of some kind, and I don't care if it is who it basically is, just getting the job done and making green technology. I even might have a solution to actually harvest energy more efficiently than a solar panel can ever be, because it will run in the night time too. But how can it do that without sun rays? It doesn't need sun rays. That's why. It will probably not run as fast. I admit, it will not run in a high end, but it will run. It will run. It will just be way better if it is daytime. Much more energy available, but there is, you can say, the storage of the daytime is in the nighttime. So I just harnessed what is already there from the sun in the daytime, because I'm not staying over the road, at the same spot, you know. If I'm driving, it will max be a few seconds, but the energy of the road shining back is going to be collected when I'm driving over the new surface, meaning that I'm actually taking the heat from the sun that is stored in the road and convert it to energy as well in the air. It will not be so much effect I will get of it, but efficiency will be very high compared to it will give some of energy. It will probably be better than solar panel in the night day time circulation. I will assume you will be able to produce about 600 to 1 uh, thousand watts in a normal car. And when I say normal car, I don't say those freakingly big cars like Tesla. It's talking smaller, compact, like my car, my Renault Zoe car. I will be able to pull out that or more in the nighttime. We're not talking daytime here. We're just talking nighttime. Maybe about 1,000 I can pull out because you combine the heat, because a road who is more heated is easier to pull energy from. It's basically a heat converting system, but I have some ideas that can even improve it more of technologies therefrom. I even got something that basically have no touching parts. Just imagine that. No touching parts. Very frictionless. It will be. I'm sure that will be a thing. Those things will have a chance to grow. People like me can be free with multi-democracy and not your slavery system that it is now. The poor people never had a chance to prove the rich people their ideas. Why? Because you don't want to listen. When have a company ever listened to me? Toya. Oh, we made a car with a solar panel on. We got a car who can run about 40 kilometers per liter. How about 60? Do you feel like big balls now? Huh? I could have scaled it up to 60 kilometers per liter. How do I know? Because of a game which basically mathing out things from engineers who knows how an engine is running, and we're not talking diesel here yet, because they don't have diesel in it. It probably can go even further up. But who cares? Who cares what I can do? I have made an 0.4-liter engine run about 30 horsepower. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But remember, it's only driving with 4,000 RPMs. And it has a torque of 60. Remind you that 2CVs had about 23 Newton meters. This has 60 Newton meters to compare of that technology. That's a big increase, and I cannot remember if I actually took it back to about the 70s, 1970s technology. So it should be comparable to what they had back then. I could have beaten 2CV to drive a staggering 60 kilometers per liter and drive the same high road there, just to compare. So do you think that you got big balls, Citroën? Hire me. Motor industries, car industries, hire me. Combine your forces and see what I can do for minimum compared to if I got 8 teams of about 3 people per team to work under me. You will see many magical things very fast. I will be the Willy Wonka in the most efficient way you have ever seen. I get so many ideas. When I was 16, I get so many ideas. If I should patent, I could destroy the whole town in depth if they covered my depth, by the way. And we're not talking about they paying houses or anything. If we imagine in the world where they were, I could take the whole village down with their total income in 1 year. 1 year. That's how many patents I have to pay for if I should have been able of coming up with those things. And you're only scratching the surface of the things that I have even done. Yeah, you have fine-tuned some things. I accomplish and acknowledge that. But I have ideas. And some of them I even questioning. In theory, it should be possible to generate more energy, but I cannot wrap my head around it because I cannot test it out. I cannot even find the fucking materials I need because I don't know the name of it. At least make a good converter that is mechanical so you can harness more efficiently the energy when you brake, for instance. Maybe I can't, but the thing is, I want to know what is possible with this technology of a thought. Will it work? I don't know. I simply don't know. because my head is saying it will run around, and the amount of energy that is needed to kick it again is not that much. It just have to peak very, very powerful, like a capacitor, and it should start over. But how efficient is it? How many turns can it turn on the same energy before it's stopping? Are we talking 98% efficiency? Or are we talking 99% efficiency? What are we talking about here? I don't know. Can it spin 12 turns by recycling energy? What is going to happen? Will it be a good solution for solar panels or something like that? Can it be used for that purpose? Like a range extension that make it stable power. I know that you can basically do the same thing with a capacitor, but what if you need it to something mechanical, continuously mechanical energy, where it needs to be very stable? Or like I said before, braking efficiency. In theory, I cannot see why it shouldn't be able to generate all that energy. But yet again, the laws of physics say otherwise, and those are contradicting each other, and I don't know what is the most true of them and how far it goes. Is there some form of gain out of it? What can we use it for? Can we make an engine that only runs a small amount of energy to start up the process, thereby not consuming as much energy in the peak section of the acceleration? So let's say it maybe only needs 12 peaks to start up an engine, which save a lot of energy. Maybe that is a part of it. I don't know. And I hate not knowing if I'm right or wrong in this. You can say certainty is probably wrong with the affinity thing. Yeah, but let's say if you are right, what purpose can it do? Because it is another concept than your. My system is based on permanent magnet, and I know that people have said that before, and I've seen some in that matter also, and probably it's faked and such things. But what if I can actually get it running, and you for all you can see that it is correct this time? There is no things. What if it not costing a lot? I just need the materials. I need it big enough so I can see if it is the size that is going to drain it, or what it is. What can happen? What will happen? The question I always question. What what if I'm right? And it nagging me. It nagging me day and night, not knowing because I can't test it. All of other people, you think, yeah, you can make things. Yeah, yeah, I can make things round. I can make all those things, but the structure it shall be on. It frustrates me so much because of my autism. Cannot comprehend those simple terms because you think you are in a heaven because you can do everything. But autism lacks some skills, and some skills I just can't do. Stationary things I'm not good at. I know how it should probably be looking like, but why not just a block of metal carved out to cylinders? Why bother do the rest of the work if it's working? it's it's like that logic my brain is doing, and then my thing is saying, but I need those things. Yeah, but it's not my work. The fine tuning there is not my work. The insight is for me, and that's frustrating when you are because I don't fucking care how it is stationary. It should just be where it should be. I want it to stay there. How? I don't know. And that is frustrating when you're working. I'm so focused on the project that I'm forgetting all the other things. And just let me sip it in your mind. If you, Tesla, want to save yourself, get Elon Musk out and put a person like me in. Then you have a chance at least. And then we scrap all the bullshit and minimize the company until it can survive itself, and then we build up again. Based it on real constructs. Getting support from others to get ideas up. Maybe I got something, maybe I don't. Maybe it's harnessed energy from the heat around and somehow that producing more energy. I don't know if it is that way it's going to be. I want to figure out, of course, where does the energy come from? If I'm gaining more energy than I put in, where does that energy come from? I will search and research. I'm not stopped until I get the answer. Bam. And that's where I stop the streaming because I have so many questions and so few answers. Like, what woman can actually love me? Big question. Because I don't believe they have space for me in their hearts. Never.